Hey, what's up guys? XXxc here with yet another high-level StarCraft 2 play. Today is a matchup between ROOTqxc, the purple Terran, spawning up here in the top left side on Delta Quadrant. He's currently at 500 wins and 211 losses, so that is really good. He's in the Masters League. His opponent for this time is going to be CaptPanda, the red Zerg in the bottom right side. And he's currently at 267 wins and 233 losses, so that is really good for both players. And they're both in Masters League and playing on the the American server. So take a look at the production tab. We can see that whoops, paused. Okay, the production tab, supply depot going on for QXC here. He's probably going for a wall-in, always a common thing for Terran players against Zerg. Meanwhile, CaptPanda's, I'll just call him Panda from now on. His spawning pool is going up. I think it was a 10 or 11 pool, so bit early, but still pretty standard. Nothing crazy going on. And he's scouting out with his Overlord and QXC is also scouting with his SCV, and so QXC is about to find out where his opponent is. And here you can see the drone and the SCV was just high-fiving as they met. Extractor going down for Panda, and so I think he'll put 3 drones there immediately and then get the metabolic boost, the speed for the Zerglings, and then just put them on minerals again. So let's see. That's my guess. Maybe it's going roaches as well. Who knows? We can see QXC is finishing his wall-in with 2 supply depots, a barracks, and probably an add-on is going here. So it will be pretty weak to baneling busts, but yeah, it's still a wall-in. Factory going up for QXC, so maybe we're going to see the Destiny Cloudfish build, or maybe it's just going fast Hellions, because they're really good against Zerglings and all other light units. Now we can see Panda's hatchery is going up. It's natural. There's also a backdoor back here, but generally people will take this as their second expansion because you have to destroy this debris, and it's not very easy to do that fast in the early game, so they prefer to take this expansion first. What is this queen doing? It's just walking around off creep. Not a good thing if you're a queen, because queens are really slow. And yes, the metabolic boost is on the way, and the hatchery is now finishing for Panda, so it's going to saturate up. And meanwhile he's pushing out with his Zerglings. No, it's not. I think he's just using that for map control. Let's see. Oh, and he switched the factory with the reactor on the barracks, so yeah, we're going to see some Hellion play here, as I suspected. And just roasting away those Zerglings without taking any hits at all. The Terran player's base is setting up his expansion, probably going fly away and land it here. But I think he'll upgrade it to an orbital command before doing that. Some harassment going on here for QXC, and if you micro those Hellions perfectly, he can kill all the Zerglings without taking any hits, but since the metabolic boost is now finished, those Zerglings will stand a chance against those Hellions. So they're wisely backing out, and no one is really interesting of the watchtower. I don't know why, because I would think it would be great to see when your opponent is coming or not. Combat shield going up for QXC, so he's probably going marine heavy build now in the beginning, because marines are much better against Zerglings than marauders are. And also Panda is upgrading his hatchery to a layer, so maybe we're going to see some I don't know how he would follow this up. Maybe he's going Ling Muta, I don't know actually. So yeah, so QXC has landed its expansion, is wisely setting up a bunker to so he can guard his expansion, and this bunker can later be salvaged. So that is a really good thing for Terran players. The suicidal overlord scouting in at around the 8-minute mark, very common thing to do. So that is basically when the main tech structures are going on, and you can see where your opponent want to take the game. And yes, we have a spire going up for Panda somewhere. I think it in his main. Yes, it is. There's the spire. Soon it will be halfway done, and we're going to see some Mutas, I think. Maybe even some Broodlords if this goes to late game, but I don't know. Some Hellions trying to go in here, but with a lot of Speedlings, it's really hard to push with so few Hellion, especially when they haven't researched the Infernal Pre-Igniter. No upgrades for any of our players yet, I think. Wow, it's really hard to click those Zerglings. No upgrades yet, but Panda actually has a evolution chamber, but isn't using it. But I don't know why, because his macro is really good. Okay, that's why he produced 8 Mutalisk at once. That is sick. And meanwhile, I'm saying meanwhile all the time. I don't know why. It's just I think it's a nice word to say. There we go. +1 attack for QXC's Marines, and he's also researching Stimpack and Siege Tech mode. So he'll probably, since he hasn't scouted his Spire, I think he's not expecting Mutas, but either way, those Marines will protect him very nice from those Mutas, and the Siege Tank will just annihilate if sieged potential Banelings and Zerglings as well. Mutas coming in the back door, and they're not destroying. Yes, they are. They're destroying the supply depot. They're leaving it there to burn to death. What a cruel death. Cruel Mutalisk. And they coming in here, and they saw the watchtower, so they are extra perfect, but they're attacking the reactor, so they're little cute boomerangs just bouncing at the SCVs. And you lost anything there? Yeah, so QXC hasn't lost that much, but neither has Panda, so nothing crazy going on here. Some Marines stimming and trying to take out this spine crawler while it's burring, but the Queen and Mutas are perfectly coming to save it, but it went down anyways. And a new spine crawler going up, and he also has the spine crawler here, so, and also a lot of Zerglings. I wonder how many he has. He has 20 Zerglings and 7 Mutalisk against 40 Marines and 3 Hellions and 6 Siege Tank. Wow, if QXC wanted, I think he could end this game right away. I just don't think he realizes it, because okay, he's got many units reinforcing. I think he will push in as soon as these units arrive. And with these few units, there's not much Panda can do except for going mass baneling as he's doing now to try to blow up these Marines and tanks. But QXC has a nice spread on his tanks and they're sieged up, so this banelings won't do too much, I think. Especially since they haven't got their baneling speed. Yes, so the siege tank can just sit back here and shoot this hatchery, and Panda can't really do squat about it, but you can see here he's not producing anything. He's just so high on resources, and QXC is actually spending his resources really good. Ooh, and he's taking a sneaky expansion down here. Always a good thing to do when you're in when you have such an advantage. The lonely marine just scouting in here, and is he going to die? Yes, I think he will, but he scouted a spire, but since he's already seen those Mutalisk, it doesn't matter. I just think he wanted to see if something crazy is going on. So this is going to be it, I think. All those banelings rolling in, and this is everything both players got. Oh, and so many marines remaining, and these Mutalisk will just be annihilated by those marines. Not very good. It's not looking too good for Panda, but it's throwing down a Nidus, and that is really all he can do. But does he even have an overlord in position to put the Nidus? No, I think not. So Panda is definitely not in the best shape right now, and you see more baneling morphing in, but 12 banelings and 8 Mutalisk against 46 marines and 6 tanks. That just won't do it. I think yeah, QXC is just being very cautious, and he's putting a scan so he can shoot up the ramp, and all those banelings just were annihilated by those siege tanks, and there's not much these Mutalisks can do. A really good play here from QXC, and Panda's GGing out of the game, and so it's over. And I think QXC played this perfect. He put on some pressure with Hellions and later switched into Marine and Tank, and Marine Tank will basically be good against any Zerg units except for maybe Broodlords, but yeah, CaptPanda couldn't afford it, so really good play from QXC. And this was this for this time, and I'll see you guys next time.